Hello and welcome to today's video. So today we are not going to be talking about a model. We're going to be talking about theory, I guess, of LEGO. This video is going to be on color and how we can use colors to make different models. So for the purpose of video today, I have made a little model. I like this one. It's pretty easy. Basically, it's just a track with two sliding bars in it. The track lets the bars slide up and down, and each of these bars has way too many slopes of various colors. There are way too many colors in LEGOs. One important note is that while I do have a lot of colors on these sliders, I don't have all the colors as there are way too many colors of LEGOs. Here's a couple ones I couldn't do. Various shades of brown and tan. I couldn't find my little brown slopies, and I could only find one purple. So those are some pieces I was not able to include in my slider of colors. However, I've got a lot of the main colors on here, and then some non-main ones like gold and tan. You may have noticed that through all of my videos, I have used one particular coloring. I almost always use white and dark blue, though I don't have a dark blue on the slider. That's because I like the way it looks, it fits well with my models, and it works well. Also, I have plenty of white pieces and enough blue to do detailing. So for all of your models, there are going to be 2 or 3 main colors you're going to want. The first is a main color. So on all my models, I've got white and dark blue. My main color is definitely white. I have way too much white. Almost everything is made in white. Then the next color is an accent color. I generally use dark blue. Another good one that goes well though is dark green, like I'm going to show you right here. So if you have most of everything in white, and then a little bit in dark green, that makes it so your model is white and dark green. It's nice to have a light color as your main color and a dark one as your accent, because a dark one, or vice versa, a dark one as your accent and a light one, a light one as your main color. Why do I keep saying the same thing? A dark one is your main color and a light one as your accent. This is good because it means they stand out against each other. The reason my tanks are white and dark blue, not mostly white with a little bit of dark blue, is because the dark blue catches the eye, the way I make it into shapes, like stripes. I almost always do stripes. And then the white is just in the background, though there is the most of it, so it's basically just as visible as dark blue. So the accent colors need to be put in the main spots, and the background colors need to be put in basically the filling in spots. However, there are some cases where you can do 3 colors. I made a series of spaceships at one point where they were made of almost entirely white and black, except I had a ton of transparent blue things that I put everywhere that looked like all these crazy glowy lights. So it was a white and black spaceship with all these little glowy parts, which kind of classified it as blue, but not enough for it to be a blue spaceship. So most of the time, I'd recommend with working just 2 colors unless you're doing natural things. And the occasion that you're doing natural things like trees, or people, or cats, then what I'd recommend doing is finding the colors that they are in the real world. Trees, use your brown and your greens. And all shades of the greens that you can find. In a natural object, it's good to have shades of colors and different things. Like I've got 3 shades of green here, then there's like all these crazy brown greens and transparent greens and crazy things. So there are plenty of options for colors to be used on natural objects. Also, as I showed you, there's 2 other shades of tan I haven't used. I think there's another 3 or something with like purple tan and a different shade of tan, an orangey tan. So there's all sorts of shades to be used in natural things. However, in most of my models, which are not living, I generally use 2 or 3 colors. These colors can vary based on the model that I'm building. Generally, I just build sci-fi models, which is white and some dark color. I almost always pick dark blue because I like blue. However, based on models that you're doing, you may want to do something else different. Like, if you've seen the LEGO movie, Rainbow Kitty's place was rainbow. So it's important to have all sorts of bright colors in crazy organizations. I'm not going to go more into that because it's evil. Another thing you can do is take a normal color, although I think dark looks better, and combine it with a gray. So let's see if I do this. I've got a green and a gray. That makes a good spaceship. In all of Star Wars, you've got like the Tantive 4, almost all the Republic ships are some form of gray and a dark red. That's because those work well like the white and the dark blue or dark green. So I like using those kinds of sets of colors for my futuristic things. However, if you're doing some kind of medieval village, then it may be useful to use brown and white, because they'd use the plaster and the beams. And then maybe black shingles if they were lucky. Though, if I were making a medieval village, I'd use brown shingles. However, there are some texture bricks that should be taken into account when choosing colors. For instance, grays. There are gray brick pieces that are actually looking like bricks. They've got textured fronts. And so if you're going to build a castle, it may look the coolest in tan for color, if it's like a Hogwarts castle, but it may be better to build in gray if you've got a lot of gray texture bricks and no tan. And that brings us into one of the most important parts of choosing colors. How much of the color you have. I might actually use white and green if I had enough white and green pieces. However, I don't, and I do have enough white and navy blue pieces, so I choose to use that instead. I might have too much white. Wait, there's no such thing as too much Lego. So on the whole, for color, choose whatever color would fit your situation best that you have enough of. It's important to make sure you have enough to build a project, otherwise you're going to wind up using pieces that do not work well for the project, which will hamper your abilities to make a good project. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you thought in the comments below. And if you have any great color schemes that you like to use, I'd like to know about them. Anyway, see you next time.